What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Opinion. And once again, for the second straight year, the Nuggets eliminate the Lakers, this time in what you would call a gentleman's sweep, 4-1 as opposed to 4-0. This series very similar to last year, where all the games are close. Looks like, hey, the Lakers maybe should have won a few of those games, if not 3 of those games, but they didn't. So close, but once again, yet so far away. But I really want to address a poll that I put out, because you guys know better than this. You all know better than this. I mean, it's one thing to pick the Lakers, but for how many people pick the Lakers against the defending champs? So let's take a look at the poll. All right, and so as you all can see, I put out a poll just before this series between the Nuggets and the Lakers started, and I asked, hey, who do you all have winning the series between the Nuggets and the Lakers? And 95 people, so this isn't like a super small number, 95 people voted in this poll, and nearly 80% believe the Lakers were going to win. Now, see, you all know better than this. I don't know who watches my channel. I don't know if that were Lakers fans. I don't know if this was just casual NBA fans, but you all know better than this. It's one thing to pick the Lakers, but for how many of you out of the 95 actually thought that the Lakers were going to win this series? I think you're absolutely crazy. For one, Jokic, 2 of the last 3 years have won the MVP. The Nuggets, all their players are in their prime. They're all about between 26 to 30 years old. So they're all in their prime. Meanwhile, on the other side, you guys were depending on an old LeBron James, which he's still a good player. He had 30 points in the closeout game, but he's not the LeBron James that we became accustomed to over the years. So you guys are depending on an old LeBron James, an AD that's probably not as good as he was 5 years ago, and an AD that constantly gets hurt, a Lakers team that has holes in it, and a Lakers team that, for the most part this season, played the season in the 9th and 10th place, and then they barely got in as an 8th. They finished the season as the 8th place, but due to the play-in game, because they beat New Orleans, that's how they got the 7th seed. So that is the team that almost 80% of you thought was going to beat the defending champions, a team that won the championship last year, has all their guys in their prime, an MVP candidate in Jokic, who's won 2 of the last 3 MVPs, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. You guys thought the Lakers were going to beat that team. Now, keep in mind, there's a reason why the Lakers spent most of the season in the 9th and the 10th place down there with the Warriors. And sometimes they were in 11th place, just completely out of the play-in picture. So they played themselves back into it. So everything you saw in this series about the games being close, but ultimately Denver pulling it out, Denver executes better and the Lakers don't. That is the difference between these two teams. The Lakers have a few holes on their roster, and Denver, outside of maybe depth, but in their starting 5, they don't. You've got Austin Reeves versus Jamal Murray. Who are you going to take in that matchup? You've got Anthony Davis versus Joker. Who are you going to take in that matchup? Okay, you can give it to LeBron James, but LeBron James on the other end is going up against guys that are much younger, much more athletic in Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon. At this stage in the game, LeBron can't run with those guys 48 minutes. He has to pick and choose his spots. You all know better than that. You all know better than to pick almost 80% out of 95 votes. On nearly 80% of you picked the Los Angeles Lakers. And now the Lakers are out. So what do you have to say about the Lakers now being out? Because most of you all picked. So I hope some of you have voted in my poll. I hope that you come back to watch this video. And I want you to comment. And if you didn't, if this is your first time to my channel, comment on what you think about that poll. Would you have agreed with it before the series? Or is it easier for you to say now that, hey, maybe those guys were crazy? For that much amount of people to vote against the defending champions, who came back and was still a really good team this year. Only reason they didn't get the number 1 seed because they lost the tiebreaker to the upstart OKC Thunder. So at the end of the day, the Lakers are out. Denver's moving on. And hey, at the end of the day, I'm just glad that the better team won the game. So for you all that still talking about, hey, the Lakers should be up 3-1. They should have won. No, the better team won. Denver's the better team. It doesn't matter how many minutes you hold the lead in the series. I saw some stat that said the Lakers had over like 100 minutes or something in the series where they had actually held the lead, and Denver was only up to maybe 30 minutes. But that doesn't matter. It matters who has the lead when the clock strikes 0. And Jamal Murray did it to you again, and he dunked on LeBron James. He got him in game 1, but some people said, well, no, he was behind him. But in this game, no, LeBron James was in front of him. So he dunked on LeBron James. The Lakers are out. They need to go retool. Maybe does LeBron even come back? We'll address that later. We will address that later. But as for now, you all know better. And I want you all to comment. Leave a comment down below. What made you think that the Lakers were going to win the series? And now that you know that Denver's the better team, what do you think going forward? So at the end of the day, Denver's moving on. Gentleman's sweep, not an official sweep, but it's still a gentleman's sweep, 4-1. And Lakers, hey, they're out again. So, the more and more years that pile up, it kind of makes it seem like that pandemic championship was a kind of a fraud there, wasn't it? So, but other than that, leave your comments down below, and I'm out.